Right, students, a very good morning. Can someone please confirm whether you all can see the tute and you all can see myself as well? Yes, thank you, Ziana. Right, good morning. Okay, so let's start. So we are starting with a new tute, right? So this is the tute that I have sent you all. Right, good morning, Lakshini. Right, okay. Only Arva is missing, so I was waiting for her, but still, it's okay. Let's start. Right, okay. So this is the thing that we have learned. The new this thing, right? Okay. So let's move on. And I'm planning to give three more tubes courier to your house. Lesson number 8, 9, and 10. I'm planning to send it by next week. So we are going full speed, right? So we are planning to cover the syllabus as soon as possible so that everything would be easy for you all, right? Okay. So today we are starting manufacturing accounts, right? What is this? Where did we learn? Have we learned this before? You all have definitely learned, if you all have done, the commerce subject. The commerce subject in where? O levels, right? In grade 11, you all should have learned this. Grade 11 lesson. There is a lesson called manufacturing accounts, if I'm not remember. So this is where you would have learned, right? So if you have not done O-level commerce, you don't need to worry. Still, I will go from the basics. You don't need to worry. But you all have definitely got the basic idea if you all have done commerce in grade 11 about this chapter. Right? So what are the learning outcomes? What this chapter expects from you? Present need to calculate cost of production, explain the elements of cost of production, explain the type of stock in a manufacturing organization, calculation of WIP in cost of production, calculation of cost of production, calculation of cost of sales using the cost of production, prepare financial statements, and disclose elements of cost of production through production of cost statement, right? Okay. So what is the main objective of manufacturing account, right? So for example, what is a manufacturing business? Manufacturing business කියද්දි මොනවද ඔයාලට මතක් වෙන්නේ? Have you all heard this? Any of you all heard this word, Eslon? Eslon කියලා අහලා තියෙනවද? Yes. ඒ කියන්නේ බටයක් ගන්න ඕනොත් මතක් වෙන්නේ මොනවද? ඒ කියන්නේ ගෙදර සිංක් එකේ බටේ කැඩුනා. මතක් වෙන මොනවද? එස්ලෝන් බටයක් ගිහිල්ලා අරන් එමුනේ. This is what you think, right? Okay. So Eslon is everywhere. Eslon butter. Okay. Right. So Eslon is a manufacturing company. But what are they manufacturing? They are manufacturing PVC pipes. PVC pipes. අහලා තියෙනවද ළමයි? අහලා නැත්නම් this is your first time. No problem. The PVC butter කියලා කියන්නේ. Yes. So it is a manufacturing company. Right? What else is a manufacturing company? Tesla. Have you all heard Tesla? Tesla නම් දන්නේ නැති එකෙක් නෑ. Elon Musk අහලා තියෙනවනේ. The richest person in the world. He is also having a manufacturing business. Right? And then Tokyo Cement කියලා අහලා තියෙනවා. TV වල advertisement යනවනේ Tokyo Cement. This is also a manufacturing company. What else? Manufacturing කියලා කිව්වොත් මොනවද මතක් වෙන්නේ තව? Manufacturing කිව්වොත් තව මොනවද මතක් වෙන්නේ? Yes, very good, very good. See, Lakshini has given a very good answer. Any company uses raw materials to create finished goods. Very good. So Eslon does that. Tokyo Cement does that. Tesla produces cars. So these are the examples for manufacturing businesses. Okay. So if you take Eslon, this is where I currently work. I currently work at Eslon. So just to let you all know, මෙතන තමයි මම වැඩ කරන්නේ as one of the head of finance. Right. Once you finish A levels, once you get qualified in professional qualification, you all also can be recruited by big companies. Right. Okay. So not wasting time, let's straight away move on. Okay. So what's the main objective? To calculate, keep writing with me, students, to calculate the manufacturing cost. We calculate the manufacturing cost of the item which are completed in the current year. In the current year. Right? Very simple. Right. Thank you. Right. Thank you, Lakshini. Okay. So let's move on. Right. Right. Okay. So cost of production, cost that is incurred during the production process or within the factory. Okay. What is the cost of production? Cost that is incurred during the production process or within the factory. It is simple cost of production. right? So the next one, cost of production consists with following. There is no three, only the direct cost and indirect cost. Okay. So what is direct cost? It is the prime cost. What is indirect cost? It is the overhead cost. Right? Very simple. I will let you all know what is prime cost, overhead cost, මොනවාද ඇතුලේ තියෙන්නේ. We will speak about this soon, much sooner. Okay. Right. So students, keep one thing in your mind. Your A-level exams will probably be conducted next year, August. Okay. So we have how many months more? December. Okay. November we have half. December, January, February, March, April, May, June, and July. Okay. We can conduct classes until July. Right. So we have how many months? We have 8.5 months. Okay. How many lessons have we covered? 6 lessons we have covered. Right. So don't worry. There are how many lessons? 10 more lessons. Right. 10 more lessons. So which there are 6 lessons we have completed. There are 10 more lessons. බයක් හිතෙන්නේ නැද්ද? තායිර්සට මේක කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙයිද? තව lessons 10ක් තියෙනවානේ මෙයා cover කරයිද lessons ටික? එහෙම බයක් හිතලා තියෙනවද? So don't worry. Okay. අශ්විනි කියන එහෙම බයක් නැල්ලු. So don't worry. I will cover the syllabus on time. That is my responsibility. Extra class දාලා හරි කොහොම හරි මම syllabus එක cover කරනවා. ඒක ගැන බය වෙන්න එපා. I have confidence in me. Right? Inshallah, I will cover the syllabus. Right? You don't need to worry. So there are 10 more lessons, including this lesson. Including this, there are 10. Right? So going forward, we have to do work very fast. Very fast, we have to do work. We have to do the work in double speed. Okay. We should be working at our maximum speed. Okay. Maximum speed. That is when we can cover the syllabus on time. Right. But yes, and then we have to do papers also. We are doing the past papers. So each and every lesson, අපි past papers කරලා තියෙනවද නැද්ද? හැම lesson එකකටම past papers from 2009 we have done or not? Have you done or not 2000 from past papers from 2009? කරලා තියෙනවද නැද්ද? හැම lesson එකකටම? Can you all remember? Every tute there are past papers from 2009 to 2023 or probably 2022 කියමුකෝ. There are papers from 2009. There are questions from every lesson. So I have put questions dividing unit wise. In every unit there are papers, and then in this as well, right? But we have to do full papers also. Okay, full papers also we have to do. So make sure. And then 80% of your paper will consist of what? Your A-level paper, 80% will consist of what? It will consist of past papers. Right? Past papers වලින් ඔහොම දානවා. එහෙනම් බයන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. 80% will consist of your past papers. Right? So we will have to do papers, full papers. So we have to cover the syllabus and do full papers. So going forward, I'm not enrolling anyone else. Even if you're, Ziana also asked me whether her friend can join, but I said no, very sorry, because it is too late. Because I don't want to take the responsibility of another child, another student, right? Okay. So that is why I said this to her. Not enrolling anyone else. I'm only teaching you all until the 2026 because I want to give a proper focus to you all. Okay. So I want to give a proper focus on you all. So, and that is the reason why I am teaching only all. Okay. Right. So let's move on to the next one. Right. Direct cost. What is direct cost? Cost that can be specifically and exclusively and exclusively identified in the finished product. In the finished product is called prime direct cost, which is also known as prime cost. Okay. So students, manufacturing accounts, definitely it will be there in the exam. Okay. So whatever we are learning right now is very, very important. Huh? We'll be doing questions. Don't worry. But these are the very important stuff. Or you can write cost that can be economically identifiable with the finished product. Right. So this is what it is. We are writing a lot of theory. Once we do questions is what you will be able to understand. Okay. So make sure. And then one more thing I forgot to tell you all is papers. You all should be doing papers by yourself. I have already said this. Huh? At least 2 to 3 questions. 2 to 3 questions every day. Huh? Whatever the busy schedule you're having, if you're not doing 2 to 3 questions every day, don't expect yourself to get an A pass. Okay. මම උගන්නලා මගේ දේවල් විතරක් කරලා ළමයි ඒකක් ගන්න නම් අමාරුයි. If you all want to get an A pass for accounting, what you all have to do, right? If you all have not started කියලා කියමුකෝ, අද ඉඳන් පටන් ගන්න 2 to 3 questions. Okay, where from past papers ගත්තා, ප්‍රශ්න දෙක තුනක් ගත්තා, මේ උත්තර ලිව්වා. Sometimes if you don't understand what you should do, අයියෝ මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ උත්තරේ මට තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ, මම උත්තරේ ලිව්වා, හැබැයි මගේ උත්තරේ වැරදි, මේ ප්‍රශ්නෙත් එක්ක මගේ උත්තරේ වැරදි. එලින්ම you have to what you have to do, contact me. Very simple. I am your teacher. I am ready to help you 24/7. Send me a photo of the paper. Sir, මේක තමයි ප්‍රශ්නේ, මේක තමයි උත්තරේ. මට මේක තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ. So if you all do this, if you all have not done this, start from today. ඔන්න කිව්වේ නැහැ කියලා නම් කියන්න එපා. ඊට පස්සේ යාළුවෝ ඒකක් අරන් යයි, and then you will be like, oh, all my friends took an A, I couldn't do this, get this A pass for accounting. Why? Because your negligence. So make sure you all are doing 2 to 3 big questions every day, and MCQs, like 10 MCQs every day, right? So just think, if you do this for the next 8 months, how you will improve, right? අපි ඉවර කරලා තියෙන lessons විතරක් නෙමෙයි, ඔයාට අනිත් lessons උත් කරන්න පුළුවන්, right? If you don't understand, you have to always ask me. But from today onwards, you have to follow this, 2 to 3 questions every day, big questions, and then MCQs. Yes, at least 10 MCQs every day is a must. So students, I hope you all are having the past papers with you. Is everyone having the past paper book with you all? Ashini, Ziana, Lakshini, past papers පොත තියෙනව නේද? For accounting. නැත්තම් අදම ගිහිල්ලා ගන්න past papers from when? From 2009 කියන පොත තියෙන්න ඕනේ. At least from 2009 or 2010. Right? එතන ඉඳන් ඔයාලා past papers ටික තියෙන්න ඕනේ. From when are you having the past papers, Lakshini? Ziana, can you tell me from when are you having the past papers? Only from last year. Lakshini is having from last year means? I want to know which is the year. From 2009, the 10, the 11, the 12, the... Right, okay, very good, very good. So make sure you all are doing at least 2 to 3 big questions every day. Time තියලා කරන්න ඕන. නිකන් නෙවෙයි. How to do this? 1.5 minutes per mark. Okay. So if you all are doing a 10 mark question, how many minutes can you spend? If it is 1.5 minutes per mark, multiply this by 1.5. You have to do it within 15 minutes. ඔන්න ඔයගේ time තියලා කරගෙන ගියා නම් exam එක ලඟ වෙද්දී ඔන්න very simple, right? So make sure you all are doing 2 to 3 questions every day of accounting. හැමදාම හොඳේ. ලකුණු 10 ප්‍රශ්න දෙක තුනක් හැමදාම කරනවා. right? ඊට පස්සේ ගිහිල්ලා උත්තරේ බලනවා. උත්තරේ තේරුම් නැත්නම් මොනවද කරන්නේ? Yes, you go to WhatsApp. Sir, මේක තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ. මට message එකක් දාන්න. Okay? Oh, now you all have the technology also. ChatGPT is also available. You all can ask from there as well. Right? Okay. Right. So I hope you all have got the plan. This is the plan. අද ඉඳන් කරන්න ඕන අශිනි, සියානා, ලක්ෂිනි. අද ඉඳන් මේක කරන්න ඕනේ. So let's move on. Right. Indirect cost. Cost incurred in the production process. But other than the direct costs. This cost cannot be specifically and exclusively Identifiable. Identifiable. Or you can tell cost that cannot be economically identifiable with the finished product. Cost that cannot be economically identifiable with the finished product. Right? So we will be learning this. Just write it down. So indirect cost is something you can't identify directly. Right? Direct and indirect. Manufacturing firm incur both direct and indirect costs. Whereas other businesses incur only indirect costs. Right? Now we are moving on to the main part. Right? So this is the main part. Direct cost consists of three. I think once we write this, the O-level commerce subject students will be able to understand this. Huh? If you have done O-level commerce, you all will remember this. Direct material, direct labor, direct other. මෙහෙම එකක් මතකද? So this is known as prime cost. Right? Okay. And then let's move on. This is also same. Indirect material. So indirect cost is indirect material, indirect labor, indirect other. Total of all indirect cost is known as what? Overhead cost. Right? Okay. So now we have to describe each and every cost. Huh? Okay. So this thing direct material කියන්නේ මොනවද? Labor කියලා කියන්නේ මොනවද? Direct other කියන්නේ මොනවද? Indirect material, indirect labor, indirect other. Okay. So we will go one by one. Okay. Right. Let's write it down. Direct material cost is direct cost that can be specifically and exclusively identifiable in the finished product. Right? Okay. So examples in fabric. What is the direct material? In fabric, what is the direct material? In fabric, the direct material is what? It is garment. Right? It is garment. Okay. In garment, the direct material is fabric. So we have to put it the other way. Huh? Okay. If it is garment, how the garment is made? Garment means your frock. How it is made? Is made from fabric. Right? Very simple. The book that you are writing, how is this made? What is the direct material? Can someone tell me? දැන් ඔයා ලියන පොතක් තියෙනවනේ. You have a writing book, no? Or the tube that I have sent you. What is the direct material that should be used? Yes, very good. Ziana has given it is paper. Okay. So the desk, you are in a desk right now. Am I correct? Desk, in front of a desk, you all would be having a phone or a laptop. Right? Phone එකක් හරි laptop එකක් හරි තියෙන්නේ කොහෙද? Desk එකේ නේද? That desk would be either wood. What is the direct material? Wood or steel or plastic. ඒ වගේ දෙයකින් නේද මේ desk එක හැදිලා තියෙන්නේ. Right? Or yes, desk, or you can say it as a table. Yes. Right? Right. Okay. So let's quickly move on. Direct labor. Labor cost that can be specifically and exclusively identifiable in the finished product. Okay. So what is the example that you can get? Direct labor එකට salary paid for machine operator. That is a direct labor cost. Huh? Salary paid for machine operator in a garment. Okay. Salary paid for carpenter in a furniture business. It is a direct cost or not? Yes, it is a direct cost. Okay. Salary paid for software developer. What is this software? Yes. Software developer in a software company. That is a direct cost. Number 4. The same thing. Salary paid to an auditor in an audit firm. Right? This can be as this. Okay. Very simple. So students, tomorrow also we are having the class. Okay. Tomorrow at 5:30. We are having our regular class. And then Wednesday, I'm not sure. Let's somehow conduct the class on Friday as well. Okay. So tomorrow definitely we are having the class. Wednesday, I don't think I can make it for the class. So Friday it will be our next class. Okay, at 5:30. Right. Wednesday, yes. Tomorrow is yes 11th and 14th. Oh, there's a problem there as well. Somehow we have to conduct 3 classes every week. Huh? In a week, we are planning to conduct how many classes? At least 3 classes we are planning to conduct every week, huh? from this week onwards. So keep your Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, Sundays. So within these 4 days, we are planning to conduct at least 3 classes. Huh? Okay. So, right. Let's move on to the next part. Same fee, yeah. Class fee එක වැඩි කරන්න බය වෙන්න එපා. Same fee. If anyone has not paid for the November month, please make sure you all are paying at the beginning of the month itself, so that it would be easy for me to print the tunes and all, and to send it to your houses. Okay. Right. Direct other cost. Cost that can be specifically and exclusively identifiable but cannot be classified as material or labor. Cannot be classified as material or labor. Examples: royalty paid based on production. These are direct other. We are in the third type. Type number 3, direct other. Okay. Outsourcing expenses incurred in production. Incurred in production. Within the brackets, write it down. But if royalty is paid based on sales, it is a distribution, it is an indirect cost. Right? So royalty paid based on production is what? Direct, not on sales. Right. මේ note එක දාලා තියාගන්න. In the future it will be helpful once we are doing the questions. Right. Okay. So let's move on. Prime cost means total of all direct costs. Prime cost means direct material, direct labor, and direct other. This is what prime cost is. Let's go to indirect material. Lots of theory today. To finish all the theory. Okay. So let's move on. Indirect material cost. Material cost that cannot be specifically and exclusively identifiable in the finished product. Right? Within brackets, not included in the finished product. Right? Very simple. Right. Right. Okay. Examples. Cleaning brush in a manufacturing in a garment. You buy a cleaning brush. You are in a garment manufacturing business. You buy a cleaning brush. Is this a direct cost or indirect cost? It is a indirect cost. Okay. It is commonly included for entire garment. Okay. And then oil and lubricants for machines. This is called indirect. Right. Students, just keep writing. Huh? Next, we will be doing questions so that you will be able to understand everything. We will be doing a lot of questions. Huh? ප්‍රශ්න ගොඩාක් කරගෙන යනවා. දැන් හිතන ඇති අයියෝ ක්ලාස් එක පටන් ගත්ත වෙලේ ඉඳන්ම ලියන ඉවරයක් නැහැ. Yes, because this is the theory. Right? The theory is the main. ඔළුවට දාගන්න ඕනේ theory එක. නැත්තම් උත්තර ප්‍රශ්න වලට උත්තර ලියා ගන්න බෑ. Okay? Right. Indirect labor. Salary paid for employees which cannot be specifically and exclusively identifiable in the finished product. Salary paid to employees which cannot be specifically and exclusively identifiable. Right? What are the examples? Salary paid to supervisors. Salary paid for factory managers. Right? Salary paid for whom? For factory managers. And then salary paid for storekeeper. Okay. Indirect other cost. Cost incurred in the production process other than indirect labor and indirect material. What are the examples? Factory rent, electricity, depreciation. Yes, so these are the indirect other costs. Okay. So now we know production overhead. What is this? All indirect costs incurred in the production process. Production overhead cost means indirect material, indirect labor, indirect other. Right? Next one, cost of production. This includes both direct and indirect. Indirect cost incurred in the production process. Very simple. Right? Cost of production equals direct material, direct labor, direct other, production overhead. Cost of production means prime cost and production overhead cost. Right? Total cost of a manufacturing firm. Both production cost and non-production cost. Or you can tell prime cost plus overhead. Or you can tell cost of production plus non-production cost. Right. Theory ivaraya. Now we are going to implement, and this is what you will be able to learn. This is how you are going to learn how to implement the theory to the practical scenario. Okay. Is everything? Have you all taken this down? Can you please put a confirmation? Right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Ziana, Lakshini, Ashini. Right. Okay. Which of the following cost items of a garment factory can be categorized as components of prime cost? Okay. Now, prime cost means all the direct cost. Wages of machine operator, yes or no? Now, I need answers from you all. Is this a direct cost or not? From everyone, huh? Yes, very good, very good. Ziana and Lakshini, yes. Ashini has also mentioned, yes, very good. Huh? Because, yes, we all know it is a direct labor. This is a direct labor cost. Huh? Electricity charges of the factory. Is this direct or indirect? Ziana is saying no. It is not a part of prime cost. Ashwini is saying it's a part of prime cost. What about Lakshini? Yes or no? Right. So let's see. Two people are saying no, one is saying yes. Then බලමු කවුද හරි වැරදි. No problem. එක්කෙනා ඉන්න හරි වෙන්න පුළුවන්. එක්කෝ yes හරි වෙන්න පුළුවන්, එක්කෝ no හරි වෙන්න. Right? So let's see. Now you all know S loan කියලා අහලා තියෙනවනේ, හැමෝම අහලා තියෙනවා S loan කියන එක. හදන්නේ මොනවද? බටර්. බටර් කියන්නේ PVC. PVC තමයි හදන්නේ. එතකොට හදලා තියෙන බටේකට ඉලෙක්ට්‍රිසිටි කීයක් ගිහිල්ලා තියෙනවද කියලා බලන්න පුළුවන්ද බැරිද? يعني ඉලෙක්ට්‍රිසිටි බිල කියමුකෝ මාසෙට 50000යි කියලා. මේ බටේට කීයක් ඉලෙක්ට්‍රිසිටි ගියාද කියලා බලන්න පුළුවන්ද බැයිද? PVC බටයක් හදන්න ඉලෙක්ට්‍රිසිටි ගියා කියන එක පුළුවන්ද බැයිද? Electricity is for the entire factory, right? මුළු ෆැක්ටරි එකටම එනවා. ලයිට් කීයක් පත්තු වෙනවද? මැෂින් කීයක් යනවද? එහෙම බලන්න බෑ නේද? ඉලෙක්ට්‍රිසිටි එක බටයකට ඉලෙක්ට්‍රිසිටි කීයක් ගියාද කියලා. හරි. ඔයගොල්ලන් ගෙදර ඉලෙක්ට්‍රිසිටි බිලක් එනවනේ. ගෙදර ඉලෙක්ට්‍රිසිටි බිල් සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අපි කියමුකෝ 10000ක් එනවා. You are getting a 10,000 worth of electricity bill a month. From this, how much Lakshini has used? How much Lakshini's mother has used? එහෙම බලන්න පුළුවන්ද? මේ 10000න් මම කීයක් පාවිච්චි කරාද? අපේ අම්මා කීයක් පාවිච්චි කරාද? Lakshini's siblings, how much they have used? එහෙම බලන්න පුළුවන්ද? බෑනේ. පුළුවන්ද බැයිද? එහෙම කරන්න බෑ. Very simple. So that is why this is an indirect other. So this is no. තේරුණාද? Ashini Puta, is everything okay? Right. Cost of fabric used. Yes, the no. ඇඳුම් මහද්දි fabric එක, yes, you can directly identify. This is yes. What is this? There is direct material. Depreciation of machinery. Yes. Very good. It is no. So this is also indirect other. Can you directly identify? No. Salary of factory supervisor. Yes. We all know it is no. Why? මුළු ෆැක්ටරි එකම සුපර්වයිස් කරන්නේ. එතකොට මේ බටේට සුපර්වයිසර් කොස්ට් එක කීයද කියලා අහන්න බලන්න පුළුවන්ද? බෑ. එක බටයක් හදන්න සුපර්වයිසර් ගේ කොස්ට් එක කීයද? එහෙම බලන්න බෑ. ෆැක්ටරි සුපර්වයිස් කරන්නේ සම්පූර්ණ සුපර්වයිසර්. So this is what? Indirect labor. Cost of lubricants used in repairing machines. This is also no. Why? එතකොට වාට cost of lubricants used in PVC බටයකට cost of lubricants කීයක්ද කියලා එහෙම බලන්න බෑනේ. ඒක මැෂින් එකට දානවා. මැෂින් එකේ තෙල් චුට්ටක් දැම්ම කියන්නකො. lubricant කියන්නේ තෙල් කියලා කියමුකෝ. oil ටිකක් දැම්ම කියමුකෝ. So then can we see මෙච්චර oil ගානක් ගියා for a PVC pipe? Nah, you can't tell that. Right? Transport cost incurred to bring the raw materials. Yes. බලන්න පුළුවන්. ඔයා බට 100ක් ගෙනාව නම් ඔයාට මේ transport cost එක 10000ක් ගියා නම් yes, per PVC pipe how much? 100 rupees per PVC pipe. So yes, what is this? Indirect other. This is also indirect other. No, this is indirect material, we can say. Right. Cost of threads used. Now Ziana is wearing a frock. Okay. Frock එකට thread කොච්චරක් නූල් කොච්චරක් ගියා කියලා බලන්න පුළුවන්ද? Yes, this is a direct material. So this is yes. Right. So see how easy this is. Right. Okay. So let's move on. Question number 2. Quickly, I want the answer. I want the quick answer for question number 2. You are required to calculate these figures. ඉක්මනට ළමයි ඉක්මනට මට කියන්න බලන්න. Very simple. And make this 800, okay? Not 8 million, make this 800,000, okay? එක බිඳුවක් අඩු කරන්න. Very simple, huh? I need quick answer. Right. Ashwini has given us the answer for prime cost. Right. Ziana has given us all the answers. Okay. So prime cost is, yes, this plus this plus this. It is 4,500. You add production overhead to total cost of production means you put the production cost also. So how much is this? Is 5,700. Total cost means, yes, very good. You add this one also, 1,500 here. You get how much? 7,200. Right? Okay. Done. Simple. Following information is given for a manufacturing firm. You are required to calculate the following. Come on, quick. Need quick answers. Right. So how to calculate this? Very simple. Huh? This is, there's a printing error, 1,660,000. Okay. This is, okay. This is 1,666,000. Sorry, 1,660,000. Okay. Can I quickly adjust this? Right. So what you should do? Opening, you add opening raw material. Right. 1,660 ka ekatu kara. Why? This is the purchases. And then there is a damage, you reduce the 20. Okay. And then the closing stock also you have to reduce. Why? You have not used in the production. So how much is this? 1,520. And then you add 850. And then you add 150. It will come as how much? 2,520. මේක තේරුණාද ළමයි? මේක තේරුණාද? Whatever the material that is used in the production. Opening is used? Yes, it is used. Purchases, you have used. Damages, you have used? No, you can't use damage. Closing stock have you used? No, this is the stock remaining, which you have not used. This is also not used. So that is why we are minusing these two. මේක තේරුණාද ළමයි? Is everything okay? තේරුම් නැත්තම් කියන්න ආයි කියලා දෙනවා. Giana තේරුණා, Ashiniත් තේරුණා, Lakshini is okay, right? So total production cost is you add 850 here. How much is the value? 3370. And then you add another 250. You get how much? 3620. මේක තේරුණාද? Is everything okay? Right? So can we move on to the next one? Right. Total of all direct cost is known as what? Total of all direct cost is known as what? Is known as prime cost. Is this correct? Total of all direct cost is known as prime cost. හරිද වැරදිද? True. Very good. Manufacturing costs calculate the production cost of items completed during the year. Yes, this is simple. Manufacturing cost normally calculate the production cost of items completed during the year. Very good. Right? Every business should prepare manufacturing account. Now I have a business called Commerce Master. Have you all seen? Commerce Master කියලා එකක්. Have you all seen anywhere? Commerce Master කියන එකක් මගේ business එකක් තියෙනවා. Has anyone of y'all seen something called Commerce Master? Yes. Okay. So is this a manufacturing or a service? This is a service business. So do I need to prepare manufacturing account? Oh, no. Right? So that is why this is wrong. Right? So let's move on. Total of the prime cost and overhead is equal total cost of production is equal to total cost of production. Why this is wrong? Can anyone tell me? Yes, everyone is telling it's false. Why is this wrong? Total of the prime cost and overhead is equal to total cost of production. වැරදි නම් ඇයි වැරදි? Why is this wrong? ඇයි වැරදි? මේක හරි ඈ. Production prime cost means all the direct cost. Overhead cost means all the indirect costs. මේ දෙකේ එකතුව තමයි total production වෙන්නේ. So this is correct, huh? Right? ළමයි තේරුණාද? Overhead means production overhead. Overhead means all the indirect. You add direct and indirect, it will give you production cost. මේක තේරුණාද ළමයි? Is everything okay? මොනාරි ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවද මේකේ? තේරුම් නැත්තම් කියන්න. Right. Okay. Salary paid for all employees in the factory's direct costs. එහෙමද? Is this correct or wrong? බය නැතුව දාන්න. Factory supervisor ගේ salary එක direct ද indirect ද? Factory supervisor ගේ salary එක indirect. Right? Machine operator ගේ salary එක මොනවද? This is direct. So everything is not direct. So this is wrong. Everything is not direct. So this is wrong. Royalty paid based on sales is a direct cost. අන්න මේක අපි කතා කරා නේද? නෝට් එකක් දාගත්ත නේද? Which royalty is direct cost? Based on production is what is direct cost. So royalty paid based on sales is not a direct cost. This is wrong. Okay. Finished stock will not be recorded in the manufacturing account. හරිද වැරදිද? Finished stock means closing stock. Closing stock. මේක manufacturing account එකේ දානවද නැද්ද? දාන්නේ නැහැ. Why? මෙන්න මේ මතකද මේක ගත්තේ නැහැ අපි. Yes. මේ 660 අපි ගත්තද නැහැ. මේක minus කරා නේද? Right? So the closing stock is you don't put it. Correct. ඇයි අපි දාන්නේ නැත්තේ? Because you didn't use that to manufacture. Manufacture කරන්න use කරේ නැහැ. ඒ හින්දා දාන්නේ නැහැ. Very simple. Right? Carriage inward cost of raw material should be a part of cost of production. Carriage inward කියලා කියන්නේ මොනවද? To unload, right? To unload or transport. මේක production cost එකට දාන්න ඕනද? ඔව්. නැතුව දාන්න නැත්නම් කොහොමද වැඩි වෙන්නේ? So this is correct. Okay. Done. Right. So the next 3 types of stocks in a manufacturing firm. Okay. 3 types of manufacturing. So you don't need to write anything here. What are the 3 types? Raw material, work in progress, finished goods. Right? So these are the 3 types of stocks. Raw material කියලා කියන්නේ තාම process එකේ දාලම නැහැ. Work in progress කියලා කියන්නේ process එකේ පොඩ්ඩක් දාලා තිනවා within this range. Finished goods කියන 100% complete. Right? Very simple, huh? Okay. So let's move on. Work in progress. What is work in progress? WIP are the stocks WIP are the stocks of which production has been started but not yet completed. Okay, WIP are the stocks of which production has been started but not yet completed. Okay, right. Assumption. Previous year closing WIP will be completed in this year. And this year closing WIP will be completed in the next year. Right? Just write it down. We will be discussing this in detail in the future. Okay. So next one, valuation. Right. Thank you. Thank you, Zia. Thank you, Ashini. Thank you, Lakshini. Okay. The next one, work in progress can be valued one of the following methods according to the business policy. Valued at prime cost, value at total production cost. Out of the above two methods, valuing the WIP at total cost is better than valuing the WIP at prime cost. Okay, we'll learn what is this valuing that at total cost, valuing at production cost. Okay. Because valuing at prime cost will be understated, will understate the value of WIP as it excludes production overhead from the valuation. Right? So we will learn this, don't worry. Important. Therefore, unless and otherwise mentioned in the question, it must be assumed that WIP are valued at what? Total production cost. Okay. How to adjust WIP when it is valued at prime cost? When WIP are valued at PC. What is PC? Prime cost. WIP should be adjusted to the PC, right? The prime cost, which means in this situation, PC, what is PC? Prime cost would be calculated after adjusting the WIP, right? Okay. So we'll learn this. Make sure you all are taking this down quickly. Right. Okay. So the prime cost, direct material, direct labor, direct other, plus minus changes in WIP. Prime cost, direct material, direct labor, direct other. You add what? Increase in WIP. Direct material, direct labor, direct other. Sorry, make sure to erase this. Decrease. I will let you all know, okay? I make a meme karanne. Once we do questions, decrease here. You minus increase in WIP. I quickly take this down so that we can move on to the next question. Check. Right. Okay. Thank you, Lakshmi. Okay. Lakshmi is done. Okay. I hope you all have taken this down. Make sure to take it properly. Plus decrease, minus only increase. Very important. Right. Okay. Now let's move on. You are required to calculate the prime cost incurred by the business for the period. Very simple. So what you do? Which formula to use? Is it this formula or this formula? Let's see. You add 2,400 the direct material. You add direct labor to 1,200. And then direct other, you add 800. Okay. And then work in progress. Is this increasing or decreasing? Is increasing or decreasing? It is decreasing. Work in progress is increasing. See, from 600 it has gone to 800. That means it's increasing. So what do you have to do? Now you have to minus how much? Minus 200. How much is the answer? Is the answer 4,200? Is my calculation correct? තේරුණාද ළමයි? Why are we decreasing? Why are we reducing the WIP? Because new WIP has been added. Okay. New WIP has been added to the material cost. That is why if there is new WIP added to the material cost, you have to remove that. Only the finished product should be included. If this other way around, if this is 800 and if this is 600, what you should do? Can someone please tell me? If this is 800 and 600, other way, what you will do? Yes, very good. Ziana, very good. Yes, you will add the WIP. Why? Because WIP has reduced means it has gone to where? From WIP to finished goods. That is why we are going to add this, right? So make sure you are understanding the logic, huh? Right? So the next one, very simple. 1400 plus 900 plus 0. There is no change. So how much is this? Very simple. Oh, sorry. Right. I thought this is both this opening and closing, right? So this is 600. You have to add the direct other cost. And then there is a decrease in WIP. What you will do? You will add the subtract plus the minus the plus the minus the. You will මේ 600 එකතු කරනවද අඩු කරනවද මේ මෙන්න මේ 600. Yes, very simple. You will add, right? So the answer is how much? 3,500. Am I correct? Is everything okay? So, right. So let's move on to the next question. Following information is given for a business for the year ended 31st March 2023. Calculate the prime cost. Very simple. 3,400. You add 1,800. You add the 1,600. And then what you do? Increase in WIP means you have to reduce. Very simple. How much is the value? 5,009. Simple. Very simple, huh? Right, Lamai, is everything okay? Can I move on to the next part? Right. Okay. So let's move on. Thank you, Ashini. Right. Let's move on. Thank you, Lakshini. Okay. Let's move on. How to adjust WIP when it is valued at total cost of production? Then අපි value කොහොමද? At prime cost නේ. Prime cost එක දාලානේ value. If it is at total cost කොහොමද කරන්නේ? Same thing. When WIP are valued at total cost of production, WIP could be adjusted the total cost of production and not at the PC. What is PC? Prime cost at the PC. Right? Very simple. Prime cost means what? How to calculate prime cost? We take this down. How to calculate the prime cost? We know direct material, direct labor, direct other. Now total cost, prime cost plus production overhead plus or minus changes in WIP. Production cost is prime cost, production overhead plus what? Yes, same like before. Before what we have done, earlier what we have done, if it is plus what? If it is decrease in WIP, you put as plus. Very simple. So again, same. When do you put plus? It is when decrease in WIP. Same thing. And then prime cost, production overhead cost minus increase in WIP. Very simple. Huh? Very straightforward. Don't expect the examiner to give this easy questions. Huh? Next, we will be doing past paper questions. So you'll be able to understand everything. Huh? Right. I hope you all have taken this down. Everything is finished, complete. Question number 8. What they're asking? Prime cost, total production cost, cost of sales, prime cost of business valued there. WIP are valued at prime cost. Okay. How to find the prime cost? Very simple. You get direct material, direct labor, direct other. How to get? Direct material, direct labor, direct other. Right. So this is homework for all. Okay. So we will start from here. I will let you all know whether I am going to conduct the class on. No, this this Wednesday. I will let you all know whether we are conducting the class. And Friday we cannot do this class. Okay, there is no chance. And then next class would be on Sunday. I will confirm whether the class will be conducted on Wednesday or not. Right. So next class we are finishing this tute. So unit number 7 is also done. Huh? Unit number 7 is also done. You'll be starting with unit 8. I have to send you the tutes. Right? I have to send you the tutes. So students, all the best. Let's start from here. In our next class, let's start from this. Okay? All the best. Okay, welcome.